Hello guys, so today I thought maybe I should start reading a Septiplier fanfiction that I thought was really good. It's like really short though, but it's really good, I promise. And the thing is called Damn, a Septiplier fanfiction. So I thought I'd start reading the first page, I guess, which is chapter, because I really never see a lot of people who have like seriously reading fanfictions on here without commentary or anything. And I don't know, I just sometimes kind of like to sit back if I'm like doing homework or something and just casually listen to a fan fiction without reading it, because I'm strange like that. Hopefully there are people out there who are like me as well, and hopefully you like it when I read these, because it might be a thing. I don't know, this is like first video ever, so I guess here it goes. Chapter number 1. Well, hi. Jack's point of view. And Jack, don't forget to make new friends, my mother tells me as I leave her black Subaru. Yes, Ma, I know that. I'll see you later, I say back while bringing my new backpack over my shoulder and closing the door to the car. I approach a tall brown brick building, surrounded by grass and a lovely bed of flowers. I step inside the freshly painted aqua blue doors and inhale swiftly, taking in the scent of paper and pure nothingness. Walking into the office, I felt a bit nervous being here for the first time. Maybe nobody would understand me with my accent. What if people hated me being gay? What if... Oh, hello, you must be the new boy. Sean McLaughlin, an elderly woman sitting at a paper-stacked desk, asks politely. Yeah, but please, call me Jack, I say nervously, playing with the sleeves of my Berlin sweater. Doris, will you mind calling down the young man to tour this young boy? The woman says, to who I'm assuming Doris is. She was placing envelopes into little mail slots. Oh, sure, was it Mark? We sent Mark to have all classes with you, Doris says, while turning her attention to me. I smiled politely to the woman, and she greeted me with a warm smile back. She shuffled over to a telephone mounted on the wall and cleared her throat, turning onto the intercom. Would Mark Fishback please report to the main office? Mark Fishback? I stood there, trying to hide the fact about how nervous I was to these ladies. They would have treated me like a baby if it weren't for my lime green hair and such. Whatever you think I did, I didn't do it, a smooth voice says from behind me. I whip around to see a tall, muscular man with fiery red hair and chocolate brown eyes. Mark, you're not in trouble. You're here to show Sean around, Doris exclaims. It's Jack. Call me Jack, I correct her. She apologized with her eyes and motioned me to greet myself to Mark. So, you're Jack, huh? He says, extending his hand out for a shake. Hesitating for a second, I took his hand and blushed at the way he grabbed it. Hand hug, he says, interlacing our fingers together. I blush a deep red and smile nervously. Yeah, I'm Jack, and you're Mark? I asked nervously. He pulled his hand away and smiled while scratching the back of his neck. Yep, that's me, and I like your hair, he says casually. I ran my hands through my hair and looked at the floor. Thanks, was all I could say before he pulled me out into the hallway to begin our journey. Damn, he's hot. I wonder if he's got a girlfriend or a boyfriend. Gay if I'm lucky, I thought to myself while Mark rambled on about the sports club. So, you, know anybody well around here? I asked, trying to sound casual. Actually, I did know of a few people, but they all moved away and stopped talking to me when I came out as bi. Oh, I'm bisexual, by the way, he said suddenly, like he was trying to get out all information at once. Wow, really? Same goes for me. I lost all my friends when I came out as gay, I say, turning my gaze to the floor. Mark seemed to be staring at me with sympathy in his eyes. That's pretty cool. What brings you to LA? You sound like you're Irish or something, Mark says, as we pass the gymnasium. Yeah, my mom said that she's going to be on business trips, and it'd be easier if we lived here. And I do kind of need to get away from Ireland and all the rain, you know? I say, remembering my past a little. What? Your mom does business trips? Mark says, very shocked. Yeah, she's basically never home, I say, looking back up at Mark. Our eyes interlocked for a second before I blushed and turned away. He is so hot and so sympathetic. How much more does he have in his personality? We eventually walked up to what looked like to be a science room. Mark stopped and sighed as he looked up to the giant door. "Well, here's our first class," Mark says excitedly. I felt a nervous rush come over me as I walked into the classroom behind Mark. He cleared his throat, gaining the attention of the teachers and the classmates. "Look, it's Mario and Luigi," the teacher exclaimed happily. I giggled softly at her remark and looked around the class. Some were whispering about me, and even one girl with long brown hair and winged eyeliner stared at me with her jaw wide open. "Please introduce yourself, then take a seat beside Kenneth over there," the teacher says while gesturing across the room to a boy sitting alone at a partner desk. Mark shuffled his way over to a desk beside a blonde-haired woman with a pretty-looking face. Hopefully that isn't Mark's girlfriend. I walked up nervously to the front of the class and smiled nervously at everyone. "Hi, I'm Sean, but everyone usually calls me Jack. Pleased to meet ya," I say nervously to the class. "Well, Jack, you're obviously not from around here. Tell us where you're from," the teacher chimed again. I come from Ireland. I just moved here," I say, turning my gaze to Mark. He seemed to be looking at me with a smirk on his face and a caring look in his eyes. "Thanks for sharing with us, Jack. Please take a seat," the teacher says politely. I nodded and shuffled over the table beside the man named Kenneth and took a seat. The teacher began to talk about a new project, about the trees' life cycles and how they live for so long. "You will need partners for this," she says, which snapped me out of the gaze. My eyes immediately shot to Mark, who's already looking at me. I nodded to him as approval for a partnership, and he nodded back to me with a smile. "Choose your partners now," the teacher said while standing up and walking to the back of the class. I was about to walk over to Mark until that brown-haired woman stopped me, the one with the winged liner. "Hey, you want to be partners?" she asked me shyly. I looked at her, and then I looked over to Mark. "Hey, I kind of already planned to go with Mark, you know. I'm sorry about that," I say, trying to sound as polite as possible. "That's okay," she says while gritting her teeth a little. I swore I heard a bit of a growl come from her as she glanced over to Mark, but I shook it off and turned to go to Mark. "So, partners," I say, making him whip around. He smiled and nodded to me, reaffirming my statement. Partners. I had finally made a new friend. So that's the end of chapter 1. I hope you guys like me reading it because I like it. So, yeah. Yeah, anyways, thank you for watching the whole entire thing. Yeah, okay. I don't know what to say now, but, see you later. Bye.